So the word fascism has been thrown around a lot by both sides. I kind of want to know your definition of what you feel is fascism, and then I kind of want it. So your main kind of thing was you're supporting free speech, right? So I'm kind of wondering what concrete sort of solutions are you advocating for? Like, should the government do something to promote free speech? Like, what do you see as like solutions for that?
Well, I want to ask you, what is your definition, or what is your viewpoint of fascist? Because I saw that word being thrown around only from this side of the room tonight.
Well, you said that they're also fascist for like shouting you down.
Right. So what is your definition, or what makes me a fascist?
I didn't call you a fascist.
Right, but what is your definition of a fascist? What would make me a fascist?
I mean, fascism is a far-right ideology that supports corporatism for one thing. It's like a mixture of state power and corporate power in like a far-right sort of way. It's kind of like the opposite of communism, where like communism would be collectivization, fascism would be hyper-privatization.
It's not far right. And,
Well,
these are ideological inconsistencies that are shouted by radicals, including many of the individuals here tonight, who call people Nazis and fascists, which are actually radical leftist ideologies. They are. And
well,
so
I mean, it's not true.
I
mean, the Nazis are not at all.
But let's just let's look at people's behavior tonight, okay?
Not
once have I advocated for anybody here tonight to be silenced, okay? My speech was delayed over my speech was delayed an hour tonight, and my time frame that I was allotted to speak tonight, that people paid for in the form of tickets, was interrupted because people were shouting me down. And so, this is a crisis.
So do you think it's more of like an insult than anything else, really?
It's not an insult. It's a violation of people's civil rights. And
no,
so
I'm talking
you
about
asked
the
my
word
solution.
Fascism being more of an insult than it is like a political ideology at this point.
Yeah, it's an insult, but it's a misguided insult because they clearly don't understand the history behind the term. And so to answer the last part of your question, so that we can get to everybody. The solutions for the war on free speech and all of this technological censorship, there's various forms. We need litigation. That's why I have a $10 billion RICO lawsuit right now against Facebook, Twitter, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jack Dorsey for this criminal conspiracy. And
so
we do know that it's a criminal conspiracy.
So you think the courts are kind of the way to do it?
The courts, but also, too, we see that Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act is really outdated. It was created prior to the invention of all of these different social media sites. And so I'm in favor, and I also campaigned on repealing Section 230. But as I mentioned in my speech, these civil rights violations are getting a broad brush, right, across the board, targeting people because of their viewpoints. You don't even have to say anything that's considered hate speech, even though there's no such thing as hate speech in this country. You just have to exist as a conservative or a political dissident, because there are some leftists who are also being silenced in this country. And so the solution to that is to update our civil rights laws to include political affiliation as a protected class. Because until these companies and multinational corporations and even lawmakers themselves understand that it is a violation of civil rights laws to silence somebody because of their political views, nothing's going to change in this country.
So make political affiliation a protected class?
I do believe we need to do that, yes.
Okay.